Hey guys, I wanted to take a little break from writing some articles just to talk to you quickly and briefly about some software I've been using called Grammarly. I'm not sure if you've ever heard of it. You probably have. It's been around apparently for a while. But it's a grammar checker, punctuation, you name it. When it comes to word processing in terms of ensuring that you're writing a properly written article or document. It really just checks everything. According to them, they're 10 times better than any other word processing program out there, like Word from Office. So I've been using it for about a week now, and I quite enjoy it. I mean, I haven't used Word since. Everything's basically been in my Grammarly app that you can download for the Mac. And it's basically the platform is only on web browsers, so any web browser. Like I said, there is a Mac app that you can download. Unfortunately, there's nothing for tablets or mobile devices, which is, again, really unfortunate. I do a lot of work on the iPad Pro. I do like to type on that, and you can't use Grammarly there. But usually I'll just type some stuff out, copy, and then paste it into Grammarly later on in my desktop, and then kind of go through it to see if there's any errors. So I'm just going to really just show it to you. It's nothing really much to it, but in case you've never heard of it, I would definitely give it a try. There's a free version, which gives you quite a bit of features. You get 100 points of grammar checks. You get a contextual spell checker like you normally get, but with a little bit more advanced punctuation checks. And it works anywhere on the web, which is really a cool little feature. Anywhere basically that you go on the web, so when you're using your web browser, where you can put text into, so Facebook, Twitter, whatever the case may be. WordPress actually is a great example. I use that quite often, and it integrates really well into WordPress. So you're typing out your post, and it's checking all your spelling as it's going along and gives you some extra options, which I can show you in a bit. And then the premium version gives you stuff like a plagiarism detection section, and I'll show you that as well. But that's really neat. I get articles that come in from different writers, and not only do I put it through Copyscape, but now I'm also able to, in the document itself, see if there's anything that matches other stuff out there on the web. It does a sentence structure in the premium version. It does style checks, things like that. So pretty neat little feature. I'm really keen on it now. And so let me show you kind of how that works. So let me get here on the computer. And I'm going to open up Chrome. I'm going to use Chrome because I don't have it installed on Chrome, and I do have it installed on my Safari. I'm using my Mac. So let me go to Grammarly. And it's .com. So once you get to their website, you're going to be presented with what you're seeing here. And what it's asking is to add to Chrome its free extension. It's just like Safari. You're going to be adding an extension to that. So we'll click on that. It's pretty quick, so it pops up the add extension option, and you can actually go into the Chrome store, extension store, and get that through there, which, to be honest with you, sometimes is a little more secure, so I do recommend that. So add extension, that should be pretty quick, and there you go. So the extension's added, and Grammarly is already plugged into your web browser. So now anywhere I go, it's checking basically what I'm typing and stuff like that. So you would sign up for a free account. I already have a premium account, so I will log in there. And what you're presented with is your homepage, your Grammarly homepage. And again, we are within the Chrome browser. So I want to open up one of my documents that I'm working on right now, which is the Amazon Kindle Voices Review. Actually, that's an older one, but so as you can start to see there on the left-hand side, there are yellow lines underneath some of the words. And so if I click on that, it's telling me it's a repetitive word, and it gives me an option to put something else. Now, in this case, I'm talking about an LED, so I'm talking about displays, and it's saying, hey, you should use the word show. So it's not perfect, but it's pretty damn close. Let me see if I've got, and here's the plagiarism So if I click on that, it's saying basically a description in YouTube at this link right here, which I could go check, has that, those words exactly. So you're going to find stuff like that every once in a while. I mean, there are going to be combinations of words, but it's really, again, if somebody's sending me something, if I'm researching something and I notice that I've basically written it in a way that it's being used somewhere else, I can rewrite that, and there's some options for me to do that. Again, repetitive words is also nice. You wouldn't think it, but when you get into 720 words, you start to double up on your words sometimes without even knowing. So having that little pop-up or when you go through the check and change some of those words around is a kind of nice feature. I've already done this document, so really what's left are things that I probably wouldn't change anyway, but you can ignore if you've got OCD like I do. And if you just want to double check. So over on the left hand side here is some more of the premium features. One of them being you could actually write the art, so you can structure it so it's checking the article in the way that you're writing it. So in my case, I'm writing it as an article blog post. So the way it's kind of reading through your article is the way that you should structure it for that type of feature. So instead of saying that's more that is and that sort of thing. But you can, there's different academic, if you're doing an essay, and just casual writing for a blog post. So a couple different features in the way it kind of assesses your document. And then another premium feature would be the contextual spelling, the grammar it does by itself, punctuation, again, a sentence structure, and style. And there's that plagiarism. So I got 1%, which is that sentence right there. If I was to turn that off, that option goes away if it kind of bothers you. There's also the vocabulary enhancement, which is a nice little feature, again, premium version, and professional proofreading. So let's say you're writing a really important essay for school, or you've got something to your boss, you want it to look really nice. You have the option to submit it to a real person to kind of look through it. In this case, with my 720 words, it would cost me $14.40, and I would get a turnaround in 24 hours. And of course, that cost increases depending on how fast you want it back. Not necessarily I would use that, but it's always good to have as an option. And then you can copy and paste, download once you've done the document, upload a document in there. Normally I would just copy and paste. And then your main, again, a home for all your documents. So let me show you how that looks when you go into a site. So I'm going to go over to our site. We're going to go down to there. Well, we'll go to one of the newest postings here. And if we go down to, let's say, a comment box, so leave a reply type of thing, you'll notice that the green Grammarly button has popped up. Nothing in there right now, so it's green for good. If I go back and just copy and paste the text from something, let's see if there's anything with an error. Let's copy this text here. And I'll paste that in there. And instantly it's already said, hey, you know what? Improper comma between subject and verb. And so it's giving me a warning and some smaller warnings, 3 smaller warnings and 1 major one right there. So if I click on that, I can expand it and get into this screen here where, if I click on design and now add, it gets rid of that comma to make more sense for that sentence. Replace and, so it realizes that, hey, you don't have a capital on the beginning of your sentence, so let's replace that. That sort of thing. So it's really useful. I mean, for a comment, you probably don't really care how perfect your grammar is. But again, you might be typing in Facebook or Twitter, and depending on what you're writing, you might want it to come across well written. Again, there's the free and paid version, and they both work the exact same way in terms of the left-hand side being the side that you would write on. And I can open up the actual app for Grammarly, and you'll notice that it looks identical to the web version, so no real difference there. I do find it a little bit more responsive, so I do use this more often than copy and paste once I've gone through the document into my WordPress site. One of the cons I don't like about Grammarly is that you've got to be online all the time. So, it's not really, it doesn't store anything on your computer. It's really just checking back with the host computer and database to, send feedback back and forth on what you're writing in the document that it's checking. So if your internet goes down, there's some issues, unfortunately, you won't be able to use that until that's rectified. But outside of that, the free version really does give you quite a bit. I would definitely try this out and see what you think. If you're a writer or if you're somebody that feels that they're going to have a need for the plagiarism or some of the other features, again, like the vocabulary enhancement, give it a try and see what you think and go from there. Anyway, I thought I'd bring this out. Hope you guys are having a good day. Take care.